little bit of leather and a little bit of lace. My oh my mother had a pretty face. My mother was a goddess, was a pagan. My dad, he was from the stars. He left his face a calling card on a planet Mars.
Did you build them yourself or?
Like my knife? I don't know where to start. I like my knife.
I've never had one, so I have no idea. No clue on that. I base it partly.
Welcome, Shore Leave. How are you? It's Tybock, ladies and gentlemen. Tybock's here. Look at Tybock. Okay, guess what? We should have done this before Paul finished, because now there's going to be a crowd coming through here.
Yeah.
We are screwed. That's what I'm telling you right now. We are screwed. Okay,
people
let's
walk
hurry it up. Okay, 3 minutes. Let's go.
Okay.
Questions. Hit it.
All right, fine.
John, let's go.
What got you into acting?
What? I was a child actor. Look, here's my first headshot. I was 12 years old, grade 5. I was in Canada doing theater. I was a class clown. So where was the natural progression, but to the screen?
Now, if I recall correctly, you did one popular show called X-Files?
One popular show, X-Files, that was also a spin-off called The Lone Gunman.
I also saw that one, too.
We were the Lone Gunman. Here, I can reference all the pictures. That's me in the middle. There was 3 of us. We were computer hackers. I look like Garth from Wayne's World. Thank you, everyone who sent me those emails.
How did you get onto X-Files?
I auditioned the very first season. It was being shot in Canada. I'm from Canada originally. And we were just going to be on the one episode, and then they just kept bringing us back. That's how it went.
And what did you like about playing about the character?
Well, you know what was great? Compared to everyone else here that has to wear makeup and stuff, I had no makeup. That was my real hair. I just put on fake glasses. That was my real hair. The glasses were fake. And then I just wore a band T-shirt off of my favorite bands, like DOA, Rock On. And then that was it. Uh-oh, that's not going to move. She'll go underneath the lens.
It's okay.
You'll never see her.
It's okay.
It's quite all right. She'll go right under the camera. Yeah. Yeah. We'll never.
So no, it's
Right.
just okay. And the character, so you basically played yourself a little bit?
Well, yeah, I'm a bit of a computer hacker and know a thing or two. In fact, I invented a laptop cooling system called the Chill Pack.
Oh, okay.
Do you know about this?
No, I'm not.
It's called a Chill Pack. It's a condensation-proof pack. That's right there. See that? It goes in the freezer, goes underneath the laptop, draws the heat away from the CPU. It's got a condensation-proof sleeve on it, so no moisture develops.
Oh, okay.
And it's got an insulated bottom, so your notebook can become a laptop again. Chillpack.com. Chillpack.com.
Because I normally, with my laptop, it's always hot as can be under my lap. And it's like after a while, I have to take it off.
Right. It can, and the young man like you, the New England Medical Journal said it might affect your ability to have children. You know what I'm saying? So you really need one of these.
Yes, I might need one of those. So you're into comedy?
I do stand-up comedy. I was just at the New York Comedy Club in Boca Raton 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
I'll be at Wisconsin. And
Who did you admire to get you into comedy?
I watched them all, but I performed with Robin Williams. A lot of my comedy is improvised. I trained with Ryan Stiles and Colin Mockery from Whose Line Is It Anyway? And in the comedy clubs, I actually improvise an episode of The X-Files by myself. So every show is completely different.
That sounds awesome. I love it. I appreciate
Totally
your
fun.
time.
You bet, Tybock. This is Tybock from Zenbock Forte. I'm right here with them. It's unbelievable.
True. Yeah, other,
Hi, David. I'm Zenbock.
Hello, Zenbock. Pleased to meet you.
We are at Shore Leave, the 29th year of this convention.
Absolutely amazing.
You know, and you're here representing what?
I'm here representing the Imaginative Cinema Society.
Alrighty, and what do you guys got?
Okay, Imaginative Cinema Society celebrates film. We celebrate really good film and really bad film, and everything in between. We focus on science fiction, fantasy, and horror, but we've had martial arts nights, we've had film noir nights, we've had Hitchcock nights, so we get around. I think we'll do anything other than musical comedy.
You ever do trauma? Any trauma films?
Haven't done trauma yet, but by God, we'll probably do for trauma night.
We work trauma.
Oh, we love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's absolutely. There's a certain value in a C or I call it D film.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with a fandom on that, as well as a high quality film.
Absolutely. You know, there is the wonderful film that'll live forever. There is the kind of so-so film that you forget about, and then there's the lovably bad. And
Yeah.
my God, I love the lovably bad.
We interviewed Dolores Fuller.
Oh, one of Ed Wood's former proteges, his former girlfriend.
Yeah.
Know her well. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure.
And we had Mel Wells on the show.
Oh wow. Okay.
So we covered a lot of people. In fact, we did Chiller Theater. So I met everybody. I'm
okay.
a regular over there.
Yeah, Chiller's great.
You know, so tell me about the kind of films you got. You have particular like a theme that you run a bunch of films.
Every month that we have an Imagine Cinema Society meeting, we have people bring in movies that they like based on a certain theme. So we have run Chinese martial arts films. We have run Japanese martial arts films. We have run the worst movies ever made. We've run movies that feature computers, movies that features robots, movies that features werewolves. We've actually run a couple of westerns. And what we try to do is we try to be a really interesting buffet of movies.
Oh, I love it. I'm very eclectic.
Absolutely.
Very eclectic.
Yeah.
How do you show films? You have like a projector, and how do you do this?
When we first started, we would gather kind of shoulder to shoulder around a little 19-inch TV set, and it wasn't fun. We graduated from those bad old days. We now have a projector that we hook up to either a DVD player or a VCR, and we project up on a fairly good-sized screen.
Yeah, we just put in, and I think my trend is what's happening now. We put in a 7-1 surround, and we had our room 36 by 15. So we took the 15 foot and painted lots of white, and we put in a DVD. So we run the surround and do films in the house.
Oh, that's wonderful.
You know, so I mean, a film like Lawrence of Arabia or something, so you can get a visual on it, and then from there run to I don't know, Amazon Women on the Moon or something like that. You know, so I like the extreme. You know, I kind of wish you guys were local to me because I would fit this format that you've got to a T.
Absolutely, yes.
You know, and you know, how many people you got in coming in?
We have about 60 members right about.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, and you have people all from your area, or you get people from out of the area?
We get people probably live about as much as 2 hours away from us to come for a meeting. So we have people from Philadelphia, people from Northern Virginia, Washington, D.C., and of course a lot of people from Baltimore. Not many people from New York, North Jersey yet, but hey, who knows?
Who knows? Well, I think that what you're doing is a great thing because people that are hungry for this also have an enjoyment when you have similar-minded people in a room. I was at Chiller Theater, and there was a fellow named, I forget his first name, West, and he had a film, Flesh for the Beast. And we did a screening on this film with about 60, 70 people. And every time there was a gruesome kill, people would applaud. I mean, the humor of the scenes was so well taken. And there's a joint energy of people watching a film and enjoying the film on so many levels. You know, so this really sounds good to me. So I appreciate your time.
Appreciate you having us.
And I hope you're back here next year.
We will be.
All right, and maybe you can get a room one day and show a couple of films, some trailers or clips.
Sounds like fun.
So,
Thanks,
thank you, David. Thank you.
This is zebra. Comes from out of Gabon in Africa. Very, very tough stuff. Very strong. My personal hammer's made out of that. I tear down buildings with it.
Not quite as ornate.
A little more so. It's actually a ball peen style, but you feel the weight on that one.
Yeah.
Well, here we are at Shore Leave.
Yes, we are.
This is Vuja Deja Vu. I feel like we've done this before.
We probably have. Yes.
Probably made a silent movie.
Yeah, there you go.
So, what you doing Shore Leave this year?
My name is Keith DeCandido. I am an author of many pieces of Star Trek fiction, including 2 that are out this year. 3, actually, that are out this year. A novel called The Mirror-Scaled Serpent, which is a Voyager Mirror Universe story. It's part of a book called Obsidian Alliances, part of Mirror Universe series. This year also is the 20th anniversary of Star Trek The Next Generation, and there are going to be a series of new books that take place after the movie Star Trek Nemesis. I'm writing one of them. It's called Q&A. And you can probably guess from the title who the antagonist is.
Now look, I have a neighbor, a real neighbor, who's
Yes.
kind of known as a writer.
Uh-huh.
And somebody said that something about you and him. I don't get this. What's the connection between my neighbor?
His
Peter-
neighbor is Peter David.
David, that's right.
Writer of stuff. I Cinescape magazine, in a review of one of my Star Trek novels in 2002, referred to me as like the second coming of Peter David.
Oh, so you have a daughter and
No.
a house with a big fancy mortgage?
Sadly, no.
Oh,
None of
no.
those things.
No, all right.
I have a couple cats.
Couple
but
cats?
That's
Cats.
and a fiance, but no daughters, no house, no mortgage, and not on Long Island. Aside from that, just like him. I have a beard. Actually, he doesn't have a beard. He's shaved.
He's shaved.
And he's it doesn't work.
And you're a little
but
thinner. You're a little thinner.
actually, have you seen him this week?
He's thinned down.
Yeah.
I gain weight. Yeah.
But no, Peter. We've gotten a lot of mileage out of the joke. Certainly, he's been trying to get me now since I'm his second coming that I should help pay for his daughter's college tuition.
Likely you should.
Yeah, and his first response, of course, was, "I didn't know I'd gone anywhere." But
let's
and
talk-
of course, Shore Leave programs us one after the other. So it's like he had his 1-hour presentation at noon, and mine was at 1 right after his, so we could make, "Hey, look, it's my second coming" jokes and so on.
And we were in the room before that going to church with Treckwell. So, all right, talk about what you're writing, though. A little bit about the Q&A.
Q&A is pretty much the ultimate Q story. It brings together virtually all of his appearances into a semi-coherent whole and explains why he's been doing what he's been doing and why he's been focusing on Picard and the Enterprise so much. And of course, the fate of the universe is at stake, because if the fate of the universe wasn't at stake, it wouldn't be worth writing a book about it.
I thought it was sort of like a god on drugs, no?
That's some of it, but not all of it.
No, okay.
It'll make sense when you read the book.
It'll make sense.
And
to
we're
me.
also, one of the things we're doing, because at the end of Nemesis, Riker and Troy went off to the Titan, and we've been doing a series of novels that take place on Titan. I haven't written any of those, but they've been coming out. And Data has blown up, so there's several positions that need to be filled. And in the course of the books, there's Resistance by J.M. Dillard, which will be out in September, Q&A, which is mine, which will be out in October, and Peter David is doing one called Before Dishonor in November. We're going to be introducing some new crew members and a new group dynamic to the Enterprise, both the people we're familiar with and some new characters.
Yeah, this is great.
Should be fun.
Yeah. So you like Shore Leave?
Oh, I love Shore Leave. I've been coming here, I don't know, I came here a couple times in the 90s, and then I've been coming here regularly since 2000 as an author guest, and I've had a great time every year. I do lots of stuff as an author. I also edit the Star Trek ebook line, which is a monthly series of ebooks, so I'm here promoting that. And I'm also with a group called the Boogie Nights. I play percussion for them.
Alrighty, the Boogie, yes. We were talking about Boogie Nights earlier at the table.
And I also, this year, I'm helping Peter out with Mystery Trekkie Theater 3000.
I haven't seen that. It must be a ball, though.
It is, yes. It's a lot of fun.
So
normally it's done by Peter, Michael Jan Friedman, and Robert Greenberger. Mike and Bob couldn't make it this year, so Glenn Howman and I are filling in.
All right, let me get this in. I haven't seen it, but I can tell you that it must be classic Trek.
We jump around.
But with commentary.
Yeah, it's any version of Star Trek. And
Right.
one year they decided to get really cute, and they did a pilot for a never-aired show called Alexander the Great, starring William Shatner and Adam West.
Really?
Yes.
How old was this?
1965, I believe. It was pre-Star Trek, and pre-Batman, for that matter. And But normally it's an episode of the TV show. Mostly it's been classic Trek. They've done Voyager, they've done DS9, they've done Next Gen. They haven't done Enterprise yet, but
I found some Roddenberry stuff that I found interesting. We had screened some old Have Gun Will Travels.
yeah.
And gosh, there's a who's in that as
Yeah.
well. You know, it's an amazing stuff.
I know that face. Yeah.
Oh, I know that face too.
Yes.
So, all right. Well, I'm glad I got a chance to get you on camera with audio.
Audio this time.
Audio. It's a big thing, you know. The pantomime
Indeed.
was a little rough.
Thank you very much.
And thank you.
I am Shishmi Zantai Tour. This is Dene. We are from the Sankhui, the Obliterator, the finest ship in the fleet.
Well, Zenbock's here with a winner. And you are.
Arthur Levesque,
And you have just won.
most humorous and best science fiction.
I think that's great. Have you won any of these things before here?
This is actually the first time I've done the masquerade here. I actually got drafted, so I'm not complaining anymore.
You got drafted, did
Yeah.
it, and won.
Mm-hmm.
Boy,
One award for each of us.
for each of us. That's a great sense of humor.
You got to keep Mr. Flibble happy.
Absolutely, absolutely. And does he like a little discipline too?
Oh yeah, he's pretty mean.
Yeah. Well, I just think it's great that you won.
Well, thank you.
You know, and I thank you for your time.
Oh, no problem.
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
Okay. You gotta check that a second later.
This will be different, Jack.
Not understood.
Well, Jack,
Yes, sir.
I feel like I know you a long time.
Oh, perfectly you do.
I guess you do. You know, this shore leave has a lot of people that need to be given a proper attitude.
Oh, yes, I hear that exactly. You do have a lot of people here who misbehave just slightly. But hey, all in good fun, correct?
Yeah. Is walking the plank a dance or a hobby or a tradition?
Actually, for me, I like to call it a game. It's fun. I like to just kind of walk out there and jump. But for those people who are actually not doing it for fun, it's kind of a tradition.
You know anything about keel hauling?
No, actually, I do not.
That's when you take a rope around somebody
Right.
and you make them pull the rope under the ship and bring them up at the other end.
Ah,
If they're a bad person and they survive, then they're okay. You let it go.
right.
And if they don't survive, then they're dead. And when you do this so far, and the ship's moving,
Right.
nobody's ever survived. But just want to give you that routine keel hauling.
I'll make sure I'll definitely use that next time someone misbehaves on my ship.
You know,
Well, I'm not that bad.
so you keep all the mateys and together and organized and
Oh, of course, that's what you have to do.
no revolts.
Oh, nothing
No
as of yet.
mutinies.
Not yet. If there is a mutiny, though, I make sure that we take care of it rather quickly, unless, of course, there's rum involved. Then I take the rum first, then make sure the mutiny's taken care of.
Now, I want to ask you a question. Coming up soon is a presidential election in the United States.
Yes.
I was wondering, could Captain Jack run for president? What do you think?
Jack for president. Yes, actually, I believe I could.
Yeah.
I could see it all now. Rum for everybody, smiles on everyone's faces, and, well, more plundering,
More plundering.
of course.
Well, we've had a blunder of a president, so what's plundering?
Oh.
The past one I'm talking
Oh,
about.
yes.
That George guy.
All right, I gotta go, I guess.
You've got to leave.
All right, take care.
Take care, Jack.
To the sides, then
I'm Zenbock, and you are?
I'm Karen Ross from the Northern Virginia Browncoats.
Karen, we are in a busy section of shore leave,
Absolutely.
and I'm in your booth visiting you.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you. It is a pleasure for me. And you're here, from what I understand, with two groups promoting one of the two.
Precisely. I'm with the Northern Virginia Browncoats, though we also have representatives from the Baltimore Browncoats. And of course, we're here just to promote Firefly and Serenity, but specifically, we have an event going on. It's a worldwide event called Can't Stop the Serenity. And we just finished our screenings back in June, and all of these screenings help to raise awareness for Joss Whedon's favorite charity, which is Equality Now. And for Equality Now, we've actually this 1 year have raised over $100,000.
Wow. Wow.
Worldwide, it's just amazing how much support we've had for it. So we're just trying to get awareness out there that even though we are fans, we're doing good things with our fandom.
Tell me about the charity first, then we'll talk about the fan club.
Okay. Equality Now is actually Joss Whedon's favorite charity. Now, one of the reasons it's his favorite is his mother helped to found it, and it's actually a section of Amnesty Now, or Amnesty International.
Okay.
And so its goal is really to have equality for women throughout the world. So not just in the United States, but also in other countries where trafficking and genital mutilation, things
Absolutely,
that
yeah.
Politically we just can't do much work for. So this organization does really great works for really getting out there and making women know that they have an equal place in the world. And
it's amazing. It's amazing that you're talking about problems in 2007.
Yeah.
And it's still broken down to someone dominating someone, and here it's a gender.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's amazing, really.
And it's such a delicate subject because obviously you don't want to trample on anybody's cultural backgrounds, things that people have taken good stock in and really feel strongly about. And you don't want to make them feel like they're wrong, but there are certain things that,
there
inalienable
are
rights,
No, there are cultural rights where the men basically brutalize the women.
Yeah.
And it just amazes me that governments don't educate and change. I guess that's the problem is culturally the diversity inevitably steps on somebody's rights.
Precisely.
And generations of people believe that that's their culture and this is okay.
Precisely.
And the world hasn't grown up.
Well, and it's not just true in science fiction, not just true in everything we've done, but when you truly see someone fighting for something that they believe in, their rights, and you know that it's worth fighting for.
Absolutely.
That's when you finally start to change people's paradigms, and you really start to get to them and let them know that it's not to be tolerated, and I always love referencing a speech that Joss Whedon did for Equality Now. And, he's always asked this question at press junkets about why does he write all of these strong female characters? And he said, why not? Why are you not asking 100 other writers why they aren't writing strong female characters? Because you really have to. You have to have that mentality in order to let people know that it should be expected, that equality is part of life.
See, now, in Janeway, my only complaint with Janeway is to give her a ship, and she's a woman, so they have to get her lost.
Of course.
I mean, why did she have to get lost?
And it's the exact same thing with Deanna Troi. She was all excited. I remember Marina Sirtis came in and said, "Isn't it great? She's reading through the script. I get to fly the ship." And Michael Dorn in response went, "Have you read the rest of the script now?" And she read the rest of the script and went, "Why is it that the one time I get the ship and I crash it?"
Yeah, right,
So,
exactly.
There's always those little hitches that say, of course we're going to give women power. But you're going to mess it up.
I know, but it is sexist. It really is. And that's another problem because people they're so educated, they're brought up in a culture where they won't identify that the move that they're making. I mean, the pay parities still are a problem in professions. And then there are professions that are stereotyped to male, female, gender.
Well, and I think that's more of a problem within America because we live off of those stereotypes and those paradigms, and it's hard to imagine that the things that are ailing the world, for the feminines or for the feminists, are on a much more humanistic background. When it comes to just making sure that they're safe. that they have when their husband dies, that they have someone they can fall back on because the government isn't going to support them, that kind of thing. Whereas for I think a lot of Americans, we actually have a lot of those opportunities. We just haven't had the chance to really expand on it.
And women got the vote
I know.
only when? I mean, I hear all this stuff, and it does. All right, let's cover now the actual aspects in the fandom.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
where you're going with that.
Well, it's interesting because I only learned about Serenity about 3 weeks before the movie came out in theaters. So
Really?
I'm learning about all of this through the organizers and such. So I've recently learned that a lot of the original charity workings were actually done at the Comic-Con in San Francisco.
San Francisco, amazing.
And it's only one convention. They would, auction things off, what have you, for Equality Now. And then it just blossomed. A gentleman by the screen name of One True Bix decided in Portland, Oregon that, if one convention can do it, every city can do it.
Right.
So last year was the first time we had a worldwide screening of Serenity so that we could earn more money for Equality Now. And it just became this movement of, we all love Serenity. There's only so much we can do to really promote the movie, but now there's a way we can really promote the cause and the intention behind it, that, we love Joss and we love his writing and we love his movie and we love his TV series, but we also love how it inspires us, to be better people. And that's been the most amazing part of this entire process. It's not just having, a really great movie up on the screen, but knowing that people are willing to come out of their way to see a great movie, spend money on really cool stuff, and, kind of a mini convention, but for a really great cause. I mean, there's nothing better than the best of both worlds,
Right.
Having your cake and eating it too. So it's really come a long way. And I have to tell you a quick statistic because I'm very proud of it. The first screening we had, we raised over $65,000 our first year, last year. And so our goal this year was we had to make over $100,000.
Obviously, yeah.
Now, we didn't have as many screening sites, so we had fewer cities, but we actually made the quota of over $100,000.
Really?
Yes. So we're patting our little backs.
Yeah, you should. And you can pick your cities, I guess, where you can get a good reception and all.
Precisely.
You mentioned that there's two different groups. There's Baltimore.
Precisely.
As well as Virginia.
Precisely. And actually, I'd like to give props to Baltimore right quick because they do some fantastic artwork. They actually have several posters that they do for different blueprints of Serenity. So I find that they're more the geek side, which I'm not a mathematical scientific kind of person. So they have all of these very fantastical things. The last time I visited the Baltimore Browncoats, they actually had made little poker chips with Serenity, Baltimore Browncoats on either side. Neat little trinkets that I would never think of. So they're very artistic. And you'll find that's true for a lot of Browncoats. They all have their little niche, things that they're very good at. And in general, they're just very great people. If ever you meet a Browncoat, feel free to just walk up to them, shake their hand, ask them questions. They're very personable people. The Browncoats have been very gracious in letting us share their table and mingle with us this weekend. So.
That's great. That's great. And you get to do a lot of conventions?
Strangely enough, this is only the second one I've done as a Browncoat.
You're doing a lot. You get to do a lot. Because Shore Leave here, this is a 29th year for this convention.
Oh, yeah. And
so
actually,
I've seen people here that have grown up in front of me. Well, I'm going to run, and I really want to appreciate your time.
Absolutely. It was totally a pleasure. Thank
Absolutely.
you so much.
Thank you. Exclusive on Zenbock's Forte.